was going to start the video by asking if you've ever bought Pokemon cards. Like, duh, who has not? Like, that's why you're here, right? You've bought Pokemon cards. But what I specifically should be asking is, have you ever bought a Pokemon card collection from somebody else before? Whether it's maybe a friend, maybe somebody reached out to you and said, hey, I'm looking at getting out of the hobby. I was wondering if you'd be interested in purchasing my Pokemon card collection. Maybe you found one on Facebook or on Marketplace or on Instagram or Discord or on eBay or something like that. Have you ever gone through and really priced something out? I just bought a massive Pokemon card collection. I had somebody who reached out to me a while ago. We've been in negotiations for a while on things that was looking to get out of the hobby. It's always a very, very difficult thing. If you've ever thought about selling your Pokemon card collection before, you have to know 100% it is definitely something you want to do, because it is very, very difficult to do. All the stories, all the memories that were made as you built that up. There's probably cards that you have pulled or purchased that you remember exactly the day, the time, what was going on in your life, and maybe when you're flipping through your collection, you can see that and you relive that memory. And that's why Pokemon card collecting is so much fun, but it's a very difficult thing to do, to sell off everything, because it's a lot of memories that you're kind of selling off. You still have the memories, but you don't have that physical piece that kind of connects that memory together. I have had to sell off my Pokemon card collection a couple of times, and it was very, very difficult to do. I would do it again in a heartbeat. It was something that I had to do for the situation that I was in my life at that current time, but I'm very happy that I've been able to kind of rebuild. And that's the great thing about Pokemon card collecting, is Pokemon cards, it doesn't go anywhere. The Pokemon hobby is still going to be around. So if you ever find yourself in that situation, as difficult as it might be, it's important to remember that you can always buy things back when things get a little bit better for you, or maybe you're kind of out of the hobby right now, your mindset isn't there, and you want to kind of go into a different avenue. Pokemon card collecting, Pokemon cards, the Pokemon hobby will always be there for you if and when you decide to return. But I did have somebody who decided to reach out to me, and I thought it would be a fun video idea to kind of go through some of what I purchased. It's a very difficult thing, purchasing a Pokemon card collection as a store owner. If you're a Pokemon card collector, I see people buy collections all the time, paying really good rates, really good prices, because they don't sell online. Maybe they just sell at events here and there, or maybe they just buy pieces here and there, and maybe they sell and whatnot. Fees are different all over the place, but it's very, very difficult when you're an actual store owner, especially a brick and mortar store, because yeah, you can put stuff out on the case for people to buy, but that probably doesn't move relatively quickly. It doesn't move as quickly as having an actual outlet that you can put stuff on, like TCG Player, where things move a lot faster. The problem with TCG Player is you pay these exorbitant fees on everything. Like, you're looking at about 14% of a fee, plus you also have that 30 cents that hits you. So 30 cents plus like 13-14% of the actual card value, or what it sells for. And then you've got shipping costs on top of that. And with shipping continuously rising through USPS, tracking, adding things like that, it gets very, very expensive, which really makes it difficult for store owners to figure out any way. That's why it's so tough to buy Pokemon card collections. But I'm going to flip you guys around so we can see exactly what was bought. So there was a bunch of boxes here. I didn't pull everything. There's still a lot of bulk, a lot of full arts, a lot of random stuff that's still in binders, and I tried to separate things just to kind of get a little bit better of an idea of what was all purchased. But I have to go through all of this stuff. So this was just purchased yesterday, and going through all of this, condition grading it, making sure it's all there is obviously a huge thing, because you do have some high value cards in the world of Pokemon trading cards. So if something is missing, that could change things by percentage points. If there's just one card that maybe somebody didn't realize that they had sold off, or maybe they kept it. Like, I've had it happen so many times before, and it's never deliberate. Like, I'm not going to say that by any means, but if it ever happens, if it's a $300-400 card, that makes a big difference when it comes to buying a Pokemon card collection, if something like that is missing. So it's always important to go through things, condition grade it, and make sure the conditions line up, because a lot of times people are looking for near mint cards, and if something qualifies more for light play or moderately played, that takes a big hit as well. And then you go through and you see, okay, well, what am I going to sell on the website? What am I going to sell on TCG Player? What am I going to hold back? What am I going to grade? And there's a lot of different instances that go through it. This is just mostly jumbo cards right here, so I'm not going to go through too much stuff when it comes to this. Kind of a cool thing. I don't know if people collect jumbo cards. Do you collect jumbo cards? You can let me know in the comment section down below if you collect jumbo cards or if you buy jumbo cards. So this is just a Sword and Shield promo one-up binder. So just for all the jumbo cards that you get. Somebody was talking in our chat yesterday during our live stream about how they need more binders like this, like maybe Vault X should do something with jumbo. There's so many jumbos in the world of Pokemon. So to do it like this, where you have just a binder sleeve, it makes it very difficult. It makes it a little bit messy. But here's a bunch of those. So I figured I would just kind of showcase those. We did buy some slabs. I don't typically pay a lot of attention to slabs because I don't know them well. Like, I know a lot about the Pokemon card market. I know a lot about Pokemon cards. But when it comes to slabs, it's just not something that I am well versed in. So we're going to go through these. There's a lot of higher end slabs in here. There's a lot of stuff. So we start off here. So we've got a Charizard illustration from the Grand Prix right there. That's a PSA 10. You're going to see a lot of HGA. Now, I don't know anything about HGA at all. I've never used their services before. I haven't researched too much about them. I don't know how comparable they are to the big three, to PSA, to BGS, into CGC. So I have no idea. Maybe somebody can let me know in the comments section down below what it looks like. I totally understand the reasoning behind grading with HGA. Maybe it was quicker. Maybe when they got these graded, the turn times were better. And the other thing is, if you don't have intent on selling your Pokemon card collection or selling cards individually, a lot of people might be like, well, why didn't he grade? Why didn't they grade with PSA? And if you don't have intent of selling, there's really nothing wrong with grading. Like, the main reason behind grading is to encapsulate something, to protect it for the long term, because it's something that's very important to you. So that might just be a case with this. So we've got a Celebrations HGA 10 right there. We've got a Special Delivery Charizard. That's an HGA 9 right there. I'm just going to kind of set these to the side. Here is a Metal Pikachu right here from the Celebrations UPC. That's an HGA 9. And I'm going to try and go through these relatively quickly. Here's an HGA 8.5 Metal Charizard. These always had a lot of issue with flaking and things like that. You can kind of see something right up there. My camera's not obviously the best. We've got an HGA Charizard VMAX. This is from Shining Fates. So that's pretty cool. And then you've also got one from Shiny Star V. This is an HGA 9.5. We've got the Shiny Charizard V from Champion's Path. There's an HGA 9.5. I don't know how the crossover works. Here's another one from Shiny Star V. If these, like something that's a 9.5 in HGA would typically cross over to a PSA 10 or something like that. That's something that I am considering doing as I go through these. Here's an HGA 9 Charizard GX from Burning Shadows. This is a Rainbow Rare. Burning Shadows was such a troublesome set. I don't know why I said troublesome. A troublesome set when it came to grading because it just... bad condition all around. Like, you would pull stuff straight out of the pack and it would grade poorly right away. Here's a Reverse Hollow Eevee from Legendary Collection. This is really cool. This is an HGA 7.5. I'm sure there's going to be some issues. You can see down here there's a little bit of whitening on the edges, a little rough edges right there, but still qualifying for near mint, I guess, near mint plus. Here's a base set Clefairy 8.5 for HGA Charizard VMAX. This is from Champion's Path to the Rainbow Rare. This is a BGS 9.5. And then you've got also a BGS 9.5 Charizard GX from Hidden Fates. This card has gone up quite a bit in price. A lot of, and there's another one right here from HGA. HGA 9.5 Charizard GX from Hidden Fates. And here's the promo Charizard from the Fall 2019 Collector's Chest. So those are some graded cards there. I'm going to kind of set those to the side so I don't knock everything over. And then I'm going to go through, there were some more graded cards. So we're going to go through those first, and then the rest of the boxes we can go through relatively quickly, I believe. So here are some. This is just Dark Flareon first edition. I think they really enjoyed Evolutions. There's a first edition Dark Vaporeon right there. I don't know if these were cards that were thought that, hey, I'm going to grade these at some point soon. Here's a Vaporeon Gold Star, which is really cool. This one's actually in really good condition. I'm not going to take it out, but it is in very good condition. There's a little bit of issues on the corners, so you're probably looking at like an 8, 8.5 maybe, depending on who you grade through, and I'm never good at grading. So here's a Sylveon V from Eevee Hero. So this is an HGA 9.5 right there. Then we've got the Espeon V HGA 9.5 from Evolving Sky. So back to English here. There's a few Japanese cards in here, but not a ton. Leafeon VMAX HGA 10. So pristine on that one. Another pristine Leafeon VMAX HGA 10 right there. Here's a Sylveon VMAX. This is 9.5. Blaziken VMAX HGA 9.5. Here's the Mew VMAX from Fusion Strike. That's also a 9.5. And the Glaceon VMAX from Evolving Sky. Such a cool card. 9.5 on that one as well. Here's the Rayquaza VMAX. from Evolving Skies, 9.5 on that one. Here is the big one, the Moonbreon right here, Umbreon VMAX, 9.5 on this one as well. Looks like centering, it got a 10, but the edges, surface, and corners, it got a 9.5. I don't know, I'm going to look and see if there's anything I can just see from the naked eye. I also don't know, historically, like I said, I don't know much about HGA to see what that would qualify for. Here's a Latias and Latios GX alternate art HGA 9.5. Very cool looking card from the team up set. Obviously, there's been a lot of noise with that one over the past year and a half or so. Here's the Magikarp and Whale Lord alternate art from team up as well. So that one got a 9.5. Sylveon VMAX. This one was from Unbroken Bonds. This one got a pristine 10. The edges and the corners brought it down to a 9.5. Here's the ADP, the Arceus and Dialga and Palkia alternate art from Cosmic Eclipse, also getting an HGA 9.5. And finally, the Gengar and Mimikyu GX, the alternate art from Team Up, also getting a 9.5 as well. And then there's a few more graded cards. I think these were most of the like the bangers, like the bigger ones right here. But this is all stuff that I kind of have to go through and kind of determine how I want to handle selling them. So we've got to work on the website, getting a lot of this updated on the website. I've been doing a ton of work on the website, trying to get singles updated, pricing updated, sealed product added. So I might put graded cards up there as well, but a lot of stuff that you see that we go through here, I will try my best to get it added to the website as quickly as possible. Here's from the Marnie Premium Tournament Collection right here. These are HGA 9.5, HGA 9.5. Then we've got the Armored Mewtwo, which is a really cool card. This was also from the 2019 Collector's Chest, 9.5 HGA there. Then we've got the Umbreon Gold Star from Celebrations. So not the big one, but definitely a cool card from Celebrations right there. That got an HGA 9.5. Shining Magikarp with the HGA 9.5. We've got the Gold Mew with the HGA 9.5. Here's a Mewtwo GX from Shining Legends. This is the Rainbow Rare right here. This one also got a 9.5. And then, last but not least, this is the second last graded card, the Articuno GX from Hidden Fates, HGA 9.5. And finally, we have a pristine Greninja. It just missed off on surface. I don't know what that all means for surface missing, but pristine 10. Other than that, for HGA, Greninja GX, Hidden Fates shiny right there. And then we've got a bunch of promo packs in here. A lot of those need to be sold. Like you don't really get a whole lot in these promo packs. They're kind of cool. People buy the actual promo right here, the stamp promo, but they usually sell for $1 or $2. But then the only way to really sell them is on TCG Player, and then you're looking at the fees and things like that. And that again is the tough thing when going through buying a collection as a storefront, because you want to be able to offer as much as you possibly can. A lot of people will say, "Hey, Fanny, what do you typically buy at?" And a lot of times it's really tough to give a direct answer, because a lot of times you can pay 75-80% if it's a modern card that moves really easily, and you can sell on the website because your fees are so much less. But if it's something that you have to turn around and sell on TCG Player, it's really, really difficult to buy anything above 70%, not just with the fluctuations, but when you factor in fees and things like that, the 14% fees plus the 30 cents transaction value. If you sell something for $5, so a promo card for $5, you're paying 14% fees right away. Then you're paying $1.25, $1.30, depending on whatever shipping costs you decide to accumulate with the envelope, the top loader, the stamp, things like that. And then it brings that price point down a lot. So unless you bought that card for, even if you bought that card for $3, which would have only been 60% of the value of that card, you're probably lucky if you're breaking even on it once you factor in all those fees. And that's something that a lot of people don't really realize when they're going off to sell cards, is the outlet excuse me, the outlet, the avenue that you're going to sell cards. I'll try and edit that out. I'm really bad at this. Here's a bunch of just random, looks like celebration stuff in here. Lots of celebration stuff. Like I said, I'm going to go through this relatively quick. I know your time is important, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time going through naming every card, radiant cards. There's just so much in here. Here's a bunch of baby shinies right here. You've got one from Paldean Fates, and then a bunch of them from Shining Fates. We're going to go on the other side here because the box is kind of just falling over. So here's a bunch of bulkier Vs right here. Like I said, there's a lot of binders still that I have to go through that have bulkier cards in them, trainer gallery cards, things like that, a few master sets, but I didn't pull out everything. This is just kind of stuff that was already in boxes, so a lot of bulkier stuff there. Here's some VMAX cards right here. He does have things separated really nicely, which makes things a lot easier once you're going through things and trying to make sure that everything is there. And a lot of times people use the collector app or they will use something like TCG Player, the app for TCG Player, which will give you a collection value. So those are free to use. So if you don't have one of those downloaded, but you want to kind of keep track of where your collection stands and what you're growing, definitely a good idea to download one of those apps, so that way you can continuously scan cards and keep an idea of where your collection is and set target goals and things like that. Here's a bunch of V-Stars right here, a lot of bulkier stuff. Some of this sells fairly well on different avenues, like the Mewtwo V-Star from the Pokemon Go set does actually have a little bit of value to it. There's some Pikachu promos right there, some Japanese cards right there. There's not a whole lot of Japanese cards, like I said, in here, but there are some. You've got some Sun and Moon base cards right there, the Charizard GX, regular art from Hidden Fates right there. But these Pikachu, a lot of these promo cards, reverse holos, things like that, anything that's not bulk. So Pikachu's EVs, they tend to sell okay, but you've got like this Pikachu from Evolving Skies, which is basically bulk rate. Same thing with like some of the Hidden Fates stuff right there. You're not going to get a whole lot more out of it than bulk pricing. But when you get to some of the promo cards that might sell a little bit on TCG Player is just really the only outlet that you can go to, because they have such a wide variety of users. So when you're looking at like Pikachu's from Evolutions, like they might have a little bit more value than bulk pricing to them, but once you factor in the fees and things like that that you're going to accumulate on TCG Player, it's not a whole lot different. Here's the Radiant Charizard from Generations, I think. A really, really cool looking card. That storyline is always what gets me. The storyline in Pokemon is so cool. Here's a bunch of other like more bulkier stuff. You've got Pikachu right there from Unified Minds. Definitely a lot of Pikachus that were sleeved up. This is probably somebody who's been collecting for quite some time. And then we've got a bunch of full art trainers here. You've got Denja, there's a Skyla and Peonia, Friends in Galar, Jesse and James from Hidden Fates, Misty's Determination from Evolutions. Then you've got some cheaper ones from Paldean Fates, some lower level full art trainers right there. And then we'll go through this last little bunch here, and then we'll try and go through these last 6 boxes as quickly as possible. Hopefully quicker than this, unless there's anything that really stands out. A lot of bulkier full arts there. There's some rainbow rares that kind of snuck in. There's an Alolan Persian right there. A couple more Japanese cards. Some more Hidden Fates right there. And that is that box right there. So going through all of this, condition grading everything. For the most part, I would assume everything is going to be near mint. That was kind of what we discussed right away from the get-go. But everything gets de-sleeved and looked at. And that's where you really kind of have to factor in all of that as well, because that's work, that's labor, that's kind of going into the collection purchase, the time that's going to take to list things. It looks like you have a master set right here of the Trick or Trade. I believe that's ones from 2 years ago right there. Here is the one from last year, I think. So there's that as well. Looks like you have the Detective Pikachu master set right there. So I'm not going to open those and go through those at all. Here's Detective Pikachu again. So that's really cool. This one right here looks like, so this is the McDonald's right here. Very, very cool. And then I believe this is the classic collection right here. So this is actually really, really cool. If you haven't opened up a classic collection, it's really cool. Foiling pattern, it throwback to the base set art and some of the most famous arts in Pokemon history. Really cool stuff here with the classic collection. But this is, I think, just the entirety of the classic collection right there. So it's got the Lugia EX. It should have, it's got the Blastoise there. It should have the Charizard. Once we get to that section, the Mr. Mime over there, which is really cool. Super Rod, which is really neat. There's here we go. Okay, so here is the Charizard right there. So really cool artwork on that. But that is the classic collection. Looks a little bit better, I think, in Japan than what it does in English. But that was the most expensive product that Pokemon has like ever released. So that's a part of this buy as well. As we're moving down to the last few boxes here, this looks like a bunch of promos. Promos are very difficult to sell on the website. A lot of times you have to focus on something like TCG Player, but it's also really important as a storefront or as anybody who purchases that you pay close attention to the promos to see exactly what they are, especially with the newer stuff. So we've got some newer stuff right here, a lot of modern stuff right there, which is really neat. But here, I think this is going to be a lot of sealed promos. You've got the Mewtwo V from the ETBs. Yeah, so we've got Snorlaxes here from Celebrations. But you want to look really closely because there's a huge difference between the Pokemon Center exclusive one. These are all just the normal ones, it looks like. The normal ETB ones. But the Pokemon Center exclusive obviously has a different stamp on it, but it's kind of hidden. Like, it's not easy to see, but that changes the value so much. So here's the Mimikyu right here. There's Screamtail, Iron Bundle. There's the Pikachu right there. Some more Pikachu promos, Detective Pikachu, the Galarian Birds. Here's some more Marnie and Clara in Boss's Order. Those are from the tournament collection. There's the metal cards from the Arceus Premium collection. There's another special delivery Charizard right there. Illustrator Bulbasaur. You've got some GameStop promos right there. Lots of promos. Okay, so here it is. The Pokemon Center stamp right there on the Charmander. The Pokemon Center stamp right there on the Pikachu. Same thing with the Snorlax. That changes the value big time, because people who are collecting master sets a lot of times will look for that specific stamp, and because of that, demand is much, much higher. Obviously, also, you have a lot less of the Pokemon Center exclusive ones being opened. So we've got the Screamtail over there, the Iron Bundle with the Pokemon Center stamp right there, some more McDonald's promos right there. I don't think I'm going to go through. I think the rest of these are pretty much all going to be McDonald's promos right here, 25th anniversary promos right here. So it looks like that is pretty much everything with that box. So we're down to the final few boxes again. I appreciate you guys sticking with me. If you are still here after 21 minutes, thank you so much for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm going to stop selling out, and I'm going to open up the next box, because that's really probably the reason that you're here. So we're just going to put this to the side for now, and then we'll go through this box right here. Again, still a lot more that I have to go through. This, I'm not going to even go through all of this, because this is a lot of hollows right here from Celebrations. It looks like it's just a ton of hollows from Celebrations, and I think a lot of cards from Celebrations in general. So this is basically, it must have been a lot of Celebrations that were open. Maybe that's the time when they really started pushing back into the hobby. That's the case for a lot of people, but you can see lots of Celebrations right there, bulk hollows, bulk ultra rares, things like that. That's what it looks like is the majority of this box right here. So outside of the graded cards, there's some really cool promos. You've got a bunch of Celebrations. There's a lot of bulk and master sets as well. Like I said, those are still upstairs, still need to be gone through. So then we're going to go through this box right here, and I believe the last box that we have after this is a lot less. So we've got some more bulk hollows here, a lot of stuff with, looks like 151. So we've got some illustration rares right there. There's the illustration rare Charmeleon, Squirtle, Wartortle, and then you've got some full arts right there with the big three, Charizard, Venusaur, and Blastoise. A lot more full arts over there. Looks like we're getting into some special illustration rares. So there's some of the big ones right there, the Venusaur, the Charizard, and the Blastoise, the Alakazam, the Zapdos, Erica's Invitation. You've got a couple of gold Mews right there, some more illustration rares. Here are the Squirtle Pokemon Center stamp promos. Those have gotten a little bit expensive, but again, something that sells a lot better on TCG Player. The annoying thing again with the TCG Player thing is you get those fees that really add up, and that takes a huge chunk of what you're looking for. So anytime you can, if you are looking at starting up a Pokemon card business or shop or anything like that, selling on a website like Shopify or Wix or wherever you create your website, you're going to get better fees. Here's another Blastoise, a couple Blastoise, special illustration rares, some more illustration rares, some more bulkier cards. Here's some Crown Zenith. Crown Zenith, very in demand right now. You've got a lot of the lower level of the Galarian Gallery right here, so just kind of going through it pretty quickly. There's a secret rare Pikachu right there. There's the back half of the Galarian Gallery, so it looks like pretty much duplicates of everything in there, or quite a few quite a few Galarian Gallery cards. We're going to look here. There's a Zacian V, the Darkrai V-Star, which is very, very cool. There's your full art trainers from the Galarian Gallery. Here's your gold cards from the Galarian Gallery. So you've got all of those as well. There's a Zeraora VMAX, the Leafeon, the Glaceon, another Darkrai. So duplicates of a lot of them. Crown Zenith, very cool. Here's a bunch of the secret rare Pikachus right there. Some more trainer cards, and then some more lower level of the Galarian Gallery. And then we're back to more Celebrations. There's the big three right there with Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur. Shiny Magikarp, Umbreon Gold Star. There's another Charizard. There's another Charizard. And a couple of Venusaurs right there. And then as we move a little bit further, and there's more Venusaurs, more Blastoises, more Shining Magikarps. A bunch of birthday Pikachus, Mews, Gardevoirs, Mega Rayquaza. There's a couple of the Mews. Here's the gold promos from the Ultra Premium collection. Here's a bunch of full arts from what looks like Pokemon Go. So basically, I'm assuming a Pokemon Go Master Set. Here's a bunch of full arts. Looks like a lot from Brilliant Stars. There's the Starmie V from the Astral Radiance Trainer Gallery. So this is just a huge, huge collection. There's a Garchomp from Astral Radiance as well, from Pikachu V Max from the Lost Origin Trainer Gallery right there. There is the Blaziken V Max, Rayquaza V Max from the Silver Tempest Trainer Gallery. Lots of Trainer Gallery cards over here. More of the higher end. There's the Umbreon V and Umbreon V Max from Brilliant Stars. Then we've got some gold cards from Brilliant Stars as well. Some Rainbow Rares also from Brilliant Stars. The Charizard V-Star. The Giratina V-Star from Lost Origin. Looks like there's going to be some more Rainbow Rares over here with Blaziken. There's a Sylveon VMAX. There's a Garchomp and Giratina Rainbow Rare from Unified Minds. The Gardevoir and Sylveon Rainbow Rare from Unbroken Bonds. Umbreon GX. Another Charizard V-Star. The Reshiram and Charizard GX from Unbroken Bonds. Very cool. Charizard GX Full Arts. That was from the... There's a collection box, the Charizard collection box. Eevee and Snorlax tag team, Latias and Latios tag team. A couple more tag teams there. There's some gold cards, a lot of gold cards right here, which is really cool. Not a whole lot of value in the gold cards, but still really neat to look at. Some more Rainbow Rares. There's a Mallow and Lana. There's a Marnie. You've got a Full Art Mallow, a Full Art Acerola, Full Art Lady. Here's a Japanese Reds Challenge, which is really cool. Peonia and Professor Burnett from Japan. Very cool cards right there. A little bit more left in this box here. This box is giving quite a bit. Ooh, we got three Magikarps from Paldea Evolved. Two of them from Paldea Evolved. And then one from the Japan equivalent over there. Some more illustration rares right there. Really cool. Tinkatink, Graverd. We've got Houndour, Nacli, Starly, Iron Moth. Lots of illustration rares. Maximum Belt. Ooh, the secret rares from Cosmic Eclipse. Very cool. Kind of our first ever trainer gallery, quote unquote, but they were technically secrets. You get like 3 per box, which is pretty cool. Full Art Umbreon V, a couple Full Art Leafeon Vs, Full Art Lugia V. Here is the Full Art Terra cards. You've got a Leafeon GX, Alola Ninetales, Reshiram, and Ho-Oh, all from Hidden Fates, which is really cool. Lots of stuff. Zygarde, Lycanroc, Electro, Nihilego, Kartana, and Glaceon, also from Hidden Fates. It looks like we got a bunch of baby shinies. Charmeleon, Charmander from Hidden Fates. Mega Charizard, some evolutions right there. Mega Altaria. There's some older EXs. Here's a bunch of V-Stars right here, which is really cool. You've got the Pikachu and Zekroms, the Reshiram and Charizards. Mega Camerupt, Mega Lucario. Here's the from the Best of XY collection. Mega Manectric, Zygarde, Evital, Jolteon, Team Flaregrunt, Shauna, Karen, Hexmaniac. Very cool looking cards right there. Blacksmith, Delinquent, Shaman. And we've got some older alternate arts. Here's the Mega Sableye and Tyranitar. A couple of those. The Raichu and Alolan Raichu, the Pheromosa and Buzzwole. Very cool. Older alternate arts right there. And I think there's still more of those as well. Here's another Pheromosa. There's a Rowlet and a Alolan Executor. A couple of Nagadonalds and Guzzlords. Blastoise and Piplup. Marshadow and Machamp. Greninja and Zoroark. Here's the Slowpoke and Psyduck. Very cool. Gengar and Mimikyu. There's the Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno Rainbow Bird promo from the Hidden Fates Elite Trainer Box. Then you've got Mega Lopunny and Igglybuff from Cosmic Eclipse. And then you've got the promo from the Squishy Box. I can't remember the name of it exactly, but the Togepi and Cleffa and Igglybuff. Celebi and Venusaur and Snivy. These are from Collection Tins. Charizard and Braixen alternate arts. Garchomp and Giratina from the tin. Lucario and Melmetal. Reshiram and Charizard. The Full Art Vileplume GX from Cosmic Eclipse. Beautiful card. Same thing with the Reshiram and Zekrom. Those are not alternate arts. Those are just normal full arts. Vileplume, Reshiram and Zekrom Rainbow Rare. Solgaleo and Lunala Rainbow Rare. Muck and Alolan Muck. The Solgaleo and Lunala, probably one of my favorite cards ever printed. Mewtwo GX, the Test Tube, Umbreon and Darkrai, Eevee and Snorlax, more Espeon and Deoxys, the Great Ball tins, or Great Ball collection boxes from Hidden Fates. I think that's what these are from. The Metagross GX, the Zoroark GX, the Rayquaza GX. Then you've got the Lunala and the Solgaleo. And then the rest of this box still should give a little bit here. We've got the another Test Tube Mewtwo, Silvally GX, a Full Art Jirachi, Magikarp and Wailord. Here's the alternate arts from the Sword and Shield era. Tyranitar V, Urshifu, Golurk, and Empoleon V. Just a lot of alternate arts. Mew V,
from Fusion Strike. There's the Galarian Rapidash. You have Sylveon V, Espeon V, a couple Celebi Vs, Zeraora V. There's an Umbreon V, a couple Leafeon Vs, Rayquaza V, couple alternate art Glaceons and Dragonite, Dialga V, Sneasler. There's the Aerodactyl from Lost Origin, Lugia V from Silver Tempest, the Machamp V from Astral Radiance, a couple Arceus Vs. There's the Giratina V from Lost Origin, the Charizard V from Brilliant Stars, and the Regidrago V from Silver Tempest. And then I've got just a small chunk left as we enter almost 30 minutes of going through this, and this is I have a lot to go through. This will probably take me all day today to de-sleeve everything, go through, condition grade everything, and make sure that everything is there. It's going to be quite the process, and then getting through and deciding what to do with it all. You know, put a bunch up on the website, decide if we want to grade any of it. It's a lot. Galarian Moltres, Duraludon V, Galarian Zapdos, Galarian Articuno, Inteleon VMAX. Here's some alternate art VMAXs right here, the Rayquaza and the Gengar, the Espeon, a bunch of special illustrationers. There's the Iono from Paldea Evolved, the Dendra, the Professor Seda, which is really cool, Tulip, Sagaro. There's the Garchomp EX, Gardevoir EX from Paldean Fates, Charizard EX from Obsidian Flames, a couple Pidgeot EXs. Here's the Miriam from Scarlet and Violet, the Gardevoir from Scarlet and Violet base, Squawkabilly, Tinglu, Chime-Pao, Chi-Yu, Wu-Chin, a few gold cards, some gold energies, the Van Gogh Pikachus right here, and these are really cool. These are all older alternate arts that were only regular half arts. Tate and Liza alternate arts, the Sightseer, which is a very cool looking card, Delinquent, and then you've got some alternate art promos from the Eevee premium collection boxes, the Vaporeon, the Flareon, the Jolteon. Very cool. Lots of stuff that needs to be gone through. But just to kind of give you an idea, going through, buying a collection like this, de-sleeving, condition grading everything, kind of making piles and deciding what you want to do with each one of them. It's a lot. So you can let me know in the comment section down below what you typically do if you buy collections, or what your process is, what your thought process is. It can be, it's fun, but there is a lot that goes into it. Makes things very tricky, very difficult, things like that. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a like, leave a comment. It goes a long way for the algorithm, but most importantly, thank you just for taking the time to kind of sort through this with me. Love you guys. I really appreciate the heck out of you so much. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Till next time, peace!